Racing New South Wales, they started with some strong leadership from the board and Peter V'landys, but that's been replicated right throughout the industry, and the participants need to be congratulated for what they've done. And I think they understand just how important this industry is to us financially, professionally, and just from an enjoyment point of view. So I think when you never really understand just how important something is until it's going to be taken from you, and that's certainly in the initial stages of COVID, we were certainly very worried about that, and I think it just reinforced how important the sport is to us all.
It's quiet here today. We're midweek, Warwick Farm, but there's some very serious and strict protocols in place.
Yeah, that's right. We've closed the meeting today to essential personnel only, and everyone's having their temperature taken and making a declaration that they haven't been to any of those COVID hotspots at any of those specified times. So Warwick Farm, for obvious reasons, is where the protocols are at their strongest. But right throughout the period that COVID's been here, or the pandemic's been with us, we've employed strong biosecurity protocols, and I think we learned a lot from EI in 2007 as well, as far as that goes.
Yeah, interesting that affected the horses, is affecting humans, but some of those sort of procedures in and around the race day crossover. There was a crossover there. What about when it got difficult here at Warwick Farm, because you had to cancel the meeting, didn't you?
We did, yeah. Look, I think it's a dynamic situation, and getting information about outbreaks or matters that might impact the sport is very difficult. So I think Mark Van Gestel and Peter V'landys took a very conservative view that day, and I think for the industry's point of view, that's what we need to do to ensure that we can continue to operate. So this has definitely been the most challenging area, given what's happened recently. But even from early on, the protocols we've had in place have been very strict, particularly around essential personnel, jockeys, trainers. And it's worked very well for us.
Pretty exciting time now, isn't it? Because we're getting to the tail end of winter, then we get into the spring, and there's some extraordinary racing for months and months, like 17 weeks in a row, I think it is.
Yeah, that's right. We've seen with the trials recently, particularly the last fortnight, we've had big, 17 to 20 trials at Warwick Farm and Randwick, with a lot of the really good horses starting their preparation. So it's exciting, and it's important for everyone that's directly employed by the sport, and indirectly employed by the sport, float companies, veterinary surgeons. We all benefit from the sport operating, and you've got to keep that racing economy going. So the spring's going to be very good, and I'm very excited for it.
And it gives us all a bit more of a hope that there might be even a bigger crowd come Everest Day in mid-October. Well,
I hope so. It's a magic day. I've only experienced one, but it was fantastic to see the greatest sprint race on earth, in my view. Certainly the richest sprint race on earth, and hopefully, people can come and enjoy that day.